Hey Sainers, welcome back to the Saints TV YouTube channel. Welcome to the round 17 match review in the car. We're in the car. And unfortunately it was a loss, 20 points, 14-10, 94 to 10-14, 74. 20 points in the end against the high-flying Hawks. And I think the main consensus from my end is that there was a lot to like. There was a lot that we did right. I thought the structure, what we were trying to do was good. And it was just the execution that really let us down. You know, I just feel like there's certain moments in the game that really, I guess, explain what I mean. And look at the first 10 minutes of the third quarter. We came out really strong, really assertive. We locked the ball inside our 50. We won the territory battle. And the main outcome after 9 or 10 minutes was 4 points. And then Hawthorn slingshot it up the other end. Really good ball use. Hit their targets. Hit a lead. And I think it was Gunston who snaps the goal or something like that. And, you know, they're +2 in that 10-minute spell when we were the dominant team. And, you know, Sharman dribbling it along. Poor. Higgins missing from 20 meters out. Poor. There was just a lot of moments when we needed some composure and we didn't have it. And that was really the difference in the game. I don't think that Hawthorn outworked us. I thought we worked really hard. I thought the mids, again, that's 3 weeks in a row where they've done a really good job, where we've won clearance, we've won contested ball, we won tackles. At one point it was 80-50. So our pressure on the ball was really strong. We got it into the hands of our best ball users in Naz, in Sinks. I thought Garcia and Hall were just sensational. Max Hall, mate, I didn't think you could play. I mean, I was talking to Ari pre-game and we weren't sure if he could back up last week's performance, and he topped it. He topped it. Sensational effort. Taru did some really nice things. This week it looked like he was trying to take more marks than spoils. So he's getting that balance. And he did take a spectacular mark. And that really brought us all to our feet. Unfortunately, couldn't cap it off. And that was it, really. You know, players would get into battle, which was a vibe. The crowd was getting into him. What I love the most, though, is that we stuck it out through the whole game. You know, the Hawks always had the edge a little bit. They always had about a 10-15 margin. But it never really looked like it was going to get away. I didn't think it. It just felt like we were in the game. And that's something that I can say, I guess, in the last 3 weeks, consistently we've played, you know, out of the, 12 quarters of football, we've played almost every quarter at as much as we can. We haven't gotten, I don't think we've gotten the reward that, you know, out of that 3-game spell. I think we had at least one win in us in that. Last week, it could have been tonight. We just butcher the ball. We just hurt ourselves too many times. But, you know, to balance this, a lot of the time we got it end to end from kicking very easily against a very disciplined, a very well-structured team in Hawthorn who generally don't allow that. We had the chances. We just couldn't take it. And the forwards, you know, Brendan Bolton, I don't want to put him in the firing line, but just that forward structure. I know we don't really have the big man down there to kick to. We don't have the Max King, the main target that we want. But it's just, I guess, demoralizing when the mids are doing their job, the backs are doing their job, and the ball gets in there, and then it either comes out, or the forwards just, you know, they don't take their chance, the chance that you get. And it's up to Max Hall and these other guys to get forward, as you know, and take their chances. And for the most part, they did. But our forwards, when the game was there on the line, they weren't active. They were getting bullied off it. Kilda was getting pushed under it way too many times. Sharman in the first half had like 3 touches. Mitch Owens didn't really do much until late in the game. Butler, pretty unsighted. Higgins kicked a couple, but generally not in the game. And Liam Henry, you know, we didn't really notice him until late in the game, and that was kind of when he was around the ball and half back a little bit more. So I think, you know, if you had a list of the best to worst players on the ground, most of our forwards would be on the bottom end of that list. No disrespect, but that's just the way the game looked. Whereas, I guess Hawthorn had more balance across the board. I can't question, what we were trying to do, but it was just a matter of execution. And those are the worst kind of losses, because you can see the win. Like, you can see us getting something out of the game, but we just butcher it. And that's just the game. Good teams are going to punish you. And any time we missed, Hawthorn made sure to hurt us. But second half, last quarter we kicked 4. I think the third quarter we kicked 3 goals, 4. Could have been more. But that was the game there. That first 10 minutes of the third, I can't get it out of my head. That was the game. We bridged the gap there, build some momentum, get some reward for effort. And you start to get on a groove, but we couldn't build into it. I don't think we kicked 2 goals in a row maybe a couple of times. I don't know if we kicked 3 goals in a row at any point. I think they certainly did, with the help of a couple of free kicks in the second quarter. But it's just I guess a part of the journey to identify who's part of the future, who's not. Hasty started really shaky. I liked the rest of his game. I don't know what it means for the rest of his career, but I'm just talking on merits tonight. Brad Hill made some pretty poor mistakes when he came on, and the youngsters again were really exciting to watch. I have to say, Taru was excellent in the limited possession sort of game he got, but when he was in the contest, he was active, and I love that he led his man to the ball a couple of times. Caminiti, Wilkie were just pretty solid. I can't say they were well, considering Chol and Gunston kicked 12 between them last week. I don't think they really got off the chain this week. And the mids, I thought, were in the game and at least broke even. We won most of the key stats. So I can't really be upset, because I'm upset because we butchered the chances, but I'm not upset because we at least created chances. So I'd be more worried if I came into this and we got done by 10 goals and we kicked 2 goals for the game. But we kicked 74 points. We really could have kicked a bigger score and should have kicked a bigger score. And that's on us. It's weird. I can't say that we allowed Sicily to dominate. We allowed them to do what they wanted to do. The game, to me, was more on our boot, was more on what we could do different, what we can improve on. Maybe it's a cop-out, maybe it's not, but I've seen losses this year where I can really just sit back and go, we didn't negate the strengths of the opposition at all, but at the same time, we didn't take it up to them. The last 3 weeks, I can say that we've really tried to go toe-to-toe with 3 teams in the 8, 2 of which probably make top 4, and we haven't really been pantsed in any of them. We've been really active in the games, and the fans were active around me, and that goes to show. I think that, even if we're not getting the results, we can feel like the players are turning up. They're playing for the jumper. They're trying to win a game of football, and that's all we ask for. I would like a win soon. I don't want to go too long without a win, because I think the boys generally deserve it. I think, like I said, the last 3 weeks we've put in the work, and maybe I still question whether we could have played a Dodson or Heath instead of a Brad Hill or Hasty, and just allowed Rowe to go deep a little bit more. I just don't think we had a target again, and there've been, I think this won't be the last time this year where I think we're in a game and our forward structure or lack thereof lets us down. So maybe it's not really going to work until we get the big Maxi back. I don't know. But it just feels like Sharman and Owens are struggling a little bit just with that responsibility, and the ball's coming out of our attacking front a little bit too quickly. But, effort-wise, I can't question it. So I quite enjoyed the game. I know the first half was a bit of an ugly fest, but we opened it up a little bit in the second half, played some pretty exciting football. We did everything right for at least 7 or 8 chains I can think of, where it looked exciting. We hit the target out of the back half. We hit the target in the midfield, got the hands. And then the second the ball goes over that 50 arc, we shit the bed. We just we just don't know what to do. Players are handballing it to players. Wood's trying to pass it off when he could take a shot. When he takes a shot, he should have passed it off. Max Hall handballing to Naz when he really should have taken the shot and responsibility on himself. And I blame Naz for asking for the hands there. There's just too many times where players just don't take enough time. Look at Jack Higgins, 20 meters out, set shot. He rushes. It takes like 5 seconds, and he's in for the point. Go back, relax. But then you fast forward to the first or second quarter, he takes the same shot, but he snaps it with his left foot and he kicks it. So I don't know if under more pressure, Higo just feels like he can't go the snap. But in a pressure moment in the fourth, he goes the set shot and misses it. And then Hawks go up the other end and kick one. And that's the game. So, it's a loss. I'll cop it. It's an honourable loss. I mean, everyone hates those. But that's what it was in a nutshell. It was an honourable loss. It could have been something different on another day, but proud of the effort. Proud that we fought it out and we made it a really competitive game in the second half. Because I know Hawthorn, coming off a big win last week, would have happily, enjoyed us rolling over and just letting them do what they want, but we didn't. And on another day, like last week, that probably could be a win, but Hawthorn are a pretty solid team this season, and they might go deep into September, and we took it up to them. So on to next week, on to the Sydney Swans. Thanks again, Saners. Put your thoughts in the comments. Disappointing, but this isn't our year. We're building, and we will continue to build. Thanks, Saners. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and as always, go you mighty Saners. See you guys.